Thank you, President Lee, guests and members. Wow, Cricket World Cup. Are we happy that New Zealand won the opening game? Yes. All right, if you watched, pay a celebratory fee. And if you didn't, pay for being a cricket heathen. I'm a cricket tragic, I'm afraid, ever since I was a kid. Grew up reading my father's books about the greats of the 1930s and 40s. Sir Jack Hobbs, Walter Hammond, Bradman. Some of you folk probably saw some of them play. Anybody? Looking around the room. Anybody see any of those great players? Oh yes, we do have. All right. Well, I think you should personally pay for that wonderful privilege. Maybe our own Bert Sutcliffe, a few people might have gone back there a bit further. My first great that I remember watching in person was Sir Gary Sobers. I was fortunate enough to see Greg Chappell, Dennis Lilly, Geoff Thompson, Steve Waugh's first cricket match first test match at the MCG. I sat through every ball of New Zealand's first test win against Australia in Christchurch and every ball of our controversial win over the West Indies in Dunedin. So some great memories. Cricketers are full of good stories. One of the best was the Yorkshire and English fast bowler Sir Fred Trueman. Playing against New Zealand in the 60s, Trueman was fielding close to the gate, the pavilion. Could have been at the Basin Reserve, but I have a feeling it was Eden Park. As a new batsman came out, turned to shut the gate, and Trueman said, I can't really do the Yorkshire accent, "Don't bother, son, you won't be out there long enough." In a test in India, Trueman's first ball was on a good length, moving away, catch the outside edge through to the keeper. "How's that?" asked Fred. The umpire didn't even move. Angry, Fred adds a couple more paces to his run. Second ball thuds into the batsman's pads right in front of the stumps. "How's that?" screams Fred. The Indian umpire nonchalantly mutters, "Not out," looks disinterested. Fred's really wound up now, so a few more paces. He was known for pushing right off the boundary fence. Third ball smashes into the middle stump and sends the stumps flying in all directions. Looks at the umpire and says, "Nearly got him that time." I realise that some of you don't understand all the subtleties or appreciate the great aspects of this wonderful game. So, in education, hope you're paying up. In the ins and outs of cricket, you have two sides, one out in the field and one in. Each man that's in the side that's in goes out. And when he's out, he comes in, and the next man goes in until he's out. When they're all out, the side that's out goes in, and the side that's been in goes out, and tries to get out those coming in. Sometimes you get men still in and not out. When both sides have been in and out, including the not outs, the winner is declared, if there is one. You feel better educated? If you understand the rules, now pay up. Right, cricket of course is also a statistician's delight, and so some of us have played with this for many years. How many World Cups have there been, including this one? No, way off. 11? Don't know, pay up. How many World Cup games have there been up until the start of this World Cup? Oh, come on. No, too many. 349. Okay, a bit easier. How many games are there in this World Cup? 49. Yes, very good. Your table's exempt. Everybody else pay. How many times has the host ever won the World Cup?
Twice.
Once is correct. Just India in 2011. In fact, what's it, Sri Lanka, is it? No, it's only India. No. It's only India. And in fact, a host has only ever reached the World Cup final twice. Which two teams... The judge's decision is final. Which two teams have won the most World Cup games ever? Yep. And? No. 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 New Zealand. Okay. How tall is the tallest player to ever play Test cricket? 7'1", 216 centimetres, Mohammed Irfan, who's playing in the current World Cup. Previous tallest was Joel Garner, who was only 6 feet 9. Story goes that when Garner was playing in Australia, he was in a bar and somebody said to him, "Joel, you're very, very tall and you've got such long arms. Are you all in proportion?" And Joel Garner said, "No, if I was all in proportion, ma'am, I'd be 8'10". Do you know that we've got a chaplain for the World Cup amongst us today? Which table is the chaplain at? No? Come on. Oh, you're all going to have to pay. All right, what we do, all shall be revealed. All shall be revealed. One more story, which is a link to the chaplain, from Truman. England were playing Australia, and they had in their team the Reverend David Shepherd, an Anglican minister, who was a batsman. Truman was bowling, and Shepherd dropped the catch in slips. Truman's retort: "You must keep your eyes shut when you're praying, Reverend, but I wish you'd keep them open when I'm bowling." I could go on, but that is a good point to hand over to the President and the incoming speaker, who happens to be a chaplain for the World Cup.